Hey, what's going on, yo? Welcome back to my page. My name is Albert Gorman of Damn Film and Photography, and this is your first time here. Please hit the like and subscribe, and if you've already been here, then hey, you already know how it gets down. Today, I want to talk about a shoot that we did about 3 to 4 weeks ago at a condo, a brand new condo at that. The condo looks stunning, by the way. But a brand new condo out in Oakville, Ontario. We did pretty much interview style, but we call it a little bit of a documentary style interviews for the brokers and the agents that had to sell the units in the condo. So we pretty much wanted to highlight the condo as well. So besides doing just the interviews, I also did a walkthrough, or more of a cinematic style walkthrough to showcase the amenities and showcase some of the model suites in the condo. So I'm gonna let you guys see a behind the scenes footage of it. A lot of the behind the scenes footage is actually gonna be shot off of this, the DJI Action 5. So yeah, this is how I use this camera. My wife likes to use it for, I guess, vlogs, but I like to use it a lot more for BTS. So it came in handy this time. And yeah, y'all gonna see a lot of footage from that. I'll be doing a voiceover, just explaining the thought process and some of the situations, what we were trying to do and what I was trying to get at. And there'll be some results as well. So stay tuned to see the whole video, see it to the end. All the shots were color graded with my LUT tool. So if you are a Sony shooter and you have S-Log 3 capabilities, then this LUT will be really good for you. It's a stylistic LUT that gives you a lot more warmer, deeper contrast, and it goes very well with Sigma glass, but that's neither here and there. That's just for people just to know. So regardless, we went with 3 cameras that day. We had 2 FX30s, which I'm filming one on me right now, and we had a Sony a6700, which was my C cam. Again, because the FX30s are just reliable, they go on non-stop, double card slot. So I had this more so as the C cam, and because the sensor is pretty much the same as the FX30, it's a very easy to match, and it came in handy. So it was more of a stylistic third angle that we use, and it's not very necessary, but it's also good to have more than even 2 angles if you can, right? So that being said, hopefully y'all like this video. Hit the like and share. Send it to somebody who may want to see this kind of stuff, and hopefully y'all stay locked in with me, man. I'm gonna try to do a lot more of these going into 2026 now that we're here, and this is what we up to, man. So check out the BTS and hit the like and subscribe, and we out. Peace. All right, guys, so this is day 1 of our content day with the Greenwich condos out in Oakville. We did a 2-day back-to-back content day for all the brokers and all the agents in the area to sell this brand new condo. The place looks amazing, as you can see. I think we're in just one of the lounges. Oh, and there is Angel. She's gonna be the lead person for the brokerage to let us know who's the next agent coming in, so we report to her throughout the day. As y'all can see, though, I am setting up the tripod and the teleprompter with the screen, doing a rough lighting just to make sure it's a good setup for Stan. So at this point, I'm reading out the script, making sure that it's readable and legible for the person reading it, and then I have the light as a placeholder, because Stan is usually our professional and our specialist when it comes to lighting and audio. I just do more so of a placeholder at this point. So I think at that point I was like, yo, do we have the headlights on? So I went and turned on the headlights, adjusted the white balance, and pretty much trying to see how far along he is at this point. So I check in on him. He's about almost finished with his FX30. Like I said, we are using 2 FX30s and an A6700. So yeah, he's pretty much getting his whole thing together. I turn on our hair light, which is just a 60-watt Godox light that I put very far in the corner, and yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit of texture to the side profile of the person speaking. So at this point, everything's kind of roughly set up, and I'm just letting Stan check out what I did, and he makes sure everything's all good, and 30 minutes later, we have our first person coming. All right, so now here's day 2. So day 2, I got there a little bit earlier than everybody else, but again, I'm setting up the tripod, I'm setting up the teleprompter. I guess I'm on the phone checking in on where Stan and Andrea may be, and I think they told me they were in the parking lot, so they come in pretty much shortly after that. So now I get my FX30, make sure it's all good, lock it into the tripod. Obviously gotta give it a little bit clean though, make sure that the lens is actually, crystal clean. So you make sure of that. I go get my second tripod to put the to put the 6700 on it, and yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. And this room was different. As you can see, the chair is a lot closer to the actual camera, so it was a whole different setup compared to the day before, so it took a little bit of time just to get adjusted to that. At this point, this is like probably the second last person of the day of day 2, so I just want to show you guys just kind of how it looked from this point of view. You know, and Andrew's probably just checking to see how long we're going to be taking with this particular person. And yeah, it's a straightforward, like we said, one key light. I'm using the ambient light as the background. At this point right here, I just want to show you guys a first angle POV of what the person would be looking at. So, you know, it's pretty much straightforward. We got the 3 cameras there. The next person now is ready to go in, the next agent, and that was that. And quick before we actually show you guys some results, Stan is doing the miking up of the agent. We went with the lavalier mics this time. Shout outs to Comica. We went with their lavalier mic system instead of just the DJI mic mini that you just kind of put, that I like to use a lot of times whenever I'm dealing with agents. But this particular setup with the interviews, and we're trying to make it look more cinematic, you just gotta hide the mic a little bit better and give off that professional feel. All right, so now Stan is just making sure the iPad is actually working, the speed is okay, the size of the font is okay, and making sure the script itself is actually what she really wants to say. So this takes about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. We make sure that's all good, and we let the agent or the person do their take. The first time we'll still be recording, but you know, you never know, and usually that's about it. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys some results of that. This is Anthony. He did a great job. He did his in like in 1 take, but you can see there's 3 angles going on here. You guys tell me which angle is which at the end of the day in the comment section. All right, so here is where I want to talk about the gimbal walkthrough. So, you know, it just do cinematic shots. I don't like to move my feet too much sometimes. In this particular result I did, but you kind of get the whole point. Is using your wrist. There's a lot of wrist motion going into getting those cinematic gimbal shots. So this is a vertical version of a shot, and again, I didn't move my feet on this particular one. I just went from side to side, but still giving that motion to give that almost that vortex, you know, that orbit around, and it usually works out well. For right here, I was looking to see if there's any kind of mess or any kind of stuff to move, because I wanted to do a long sweeping shot. But again, even in a big space, you got to pay attention to the details. So I spot the food on the table, and before I actually film, I looked at my image and say, okay, there's something there, clean that up. Then I'm about to go back and line up for the shot that I'm looking for. So again, always look at what you're about to shoot before you actually shoot it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna lock in my axis, got the framing good, and do the ninja walk. In this particular shot, I guess I wanted to pan up to make it more creative. I don't think I used it in the final edit, but you know, you take a couple different shots just to see what your options are, right? And here, as y'all can see, this is the shot that I actually used. I just went with the typical push-in classic. You can't go wrong with it. Over here, we're at the mailbox section, and kind of the same idea, but I ended up using this particular shot instead of the one y'all just saw previously, because it works, right? So yeah, now I'm about to let y'all see the whole entire MLS version of this video, and hopefully y'all like it. All right, hit the like and subscribe, and we out. Peace.